Hi, yeah, I'm trying to get in touch with Tom, please. Actually, we have a product demo scheduled for right now with Profit Rhino. It's a price book, and it's a scheduled appointment with yeah, Tom Casey, Profit Rhino flat rate price book for Service Titan. I Oh, okay, very good. Yeah, I did send him a meeting invite, so I guess I'll just wait and see if he shows up. All right, no problem. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Bye.
You need to run an additional zone.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How about yourself today?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Awesome, awesome. Is this Todd or Tom I have with me today?
Todd.
Todd, how are you doing, Todd?
Good.
Perfect, perfect. You can see my screen, everything okay?
Yeah, pain points, introduction.
Awesome, awesome. This is really just kind of the outline we like to hit when we do these sales demos. I know you've already spoke with Connie a little bit over email,
Yep.
so you know that you guys are a Service Titan customer, if that's correct, right?
Incorrect.
Incorrect, okay.
Right, so, but we confuse the shit out of everybody. So Tom has two other companies. Tom has Service Titan in both other locations.
Okay.
So Tom and I own this company together. This is the one we've owned for the longest, and this is on Desco.
Okay. Awesome. So what I'll do today, our product, our price book will actually go inside the Service Titan Field Edge Desco, Service Titan Pro, whatever you have here. I don't have a Desco demo account, so I'm going to show it to you today inside of our our standalone app. Everything's going to look the same. Keep in mind, Desco doesn't accept images. So any of the pictures we see today won't transfer over to Desco.
Right, I get that. Yep.
So just keep that in mind as we're going through. That being said, unless you guys have any other questions for me, we'll kind of get right to it here.
Yeah, please. That would be great.
Awesome. I should see my tablet pop up here momentarily. We'll be off and running.
Okay, because
So again, this is the home screen of our standalone app. Not really necessary for you guys. What we're going to look at today is just the price book. If you guys are going to import this into Desco, really it's just the data you're going to be using. I will show you our presentation tools. We do have some customers who do like to kind of flop between the two apps because we do really great at presentation. That's really our thing here. We'll take a quick look at that here today. But as far as the book, again, we can see we have everything broke into categories. Again, the images won't transfer to Desco, but there's about 1,700 custom images built out in this book now. And really our thing is to just try and make it as fast as your tech is possible to get to the job he needs, right? That's what we want to happen here.
Now let me ask a question.
Sure.
I have a couple questions first. First, is recording of this Zoom going to be available if I want to revisit some of my questions?
Not
sure.
Nope, it will be. I need to give you permission. Nope,
Okay.
no problem.
Yeah. All right.
So,
yeah, that's
turn
cool.
turn your permissions on to record, so you can absolutely record from here on out.
Okay, how do I do that? Let's see here. Oh, I hit record right here. That's that's easy.
Hey,
Okay.
technology, right?
Excellent. And then the second question would be, do I have to do this in Desco, or can I use the standalone app and then I get all the images and everything else?
You can use a standalone app. That way you'll get the images, the option boards, upsells, cross-sells.
And I can toggle back and forth between them both if I mean, obviously. We do very little with Desco. We use Desco Mobile, but I don't have a flat rate in there. I don't have anything. We have one code for what we sell just so we can bill it and collect it. But
Okay.
Okay, makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Then let's take a look at everything here. The presentation tool.
Yeah.
We've really added some cloud-based customer stuff. So, I mean, maybe we could even eliminate that Desco for you guys here. So, perfect. I'll just jump back here. Again, just point out a few things on the homepage if we want to look at that. Your logo here, pretty self-explanatory, Todd. I think you can figure out what's going to go there.
Yeah.
But then really, this is just hotkeys. Your price book, quote builder, option builder, pictures coincide up top, take you to the same place. And then the current build out as you see it now and as you would get it is just on a true national average of parts and task times here. So that's where everything comes from. Again, back in the book here, it is 1,700 custom images for you guys. And as I started saying, the point here is to really make this so your tech can get to things as fast as they possibly can, kill all that extra time between the tech and the customer where your guys just writing stuff down and the customer's wondering what's going on. Another great thing is this is customer facing. So your customer can look over the shoulder the entire time, feel confident that your tech's not pulling a fast one or doing anything like that on them. So really cool there. So that being said, jumping into it, here we're just going to go what book we want to go into. Very simple here. If we jump in the heating book, then our next question is going to be what kind of heating system are we working on? Fair enough. We go into forced hot air. Then your most common forced hot air task going to be your blowers, your sparkers, your gas valves, controls, filters, that kind of stuff. So we picked the category there. And then this is really where I think the images are take hold here. If you need a direct drive, belt drive, ECM, heat exchanger, belts, brackets, capacitors, super easy here to find those really quickly. Again, customer facing, so the customer can see the images, customer can see the price.
When you say customer facing, what does that mean?
It means basically that as your tech's going through this, they can absolutely have the customer, right next to them here.
Right, yeah, it doesn't show any of the part cost, labor hours, things like that.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So that way, the customer, if they can see what he's doing, they just feel that much better about it. So absolutely. And just so you know, this tab is what switches it from what we call tech view to customer view. So that tab would put the piece lines on there if we wanted to do that later.
Okay.
So here we're looking at, again, just trying to help your tech find stuff quickly. Also, you're always going to see the double rates on everything. This is trying to push those service agreements. I assume you guys are doing a planned maintenance service agreement, some
Yes,
kind of
we are.
program.
Yep.
Again, we're going to have a lot of stuff in here to try and take the salesmanship away from your guys and put it in the technology. Because face it, they're better at being techs than they are at being salesmen. We all know that here. So again, just kind of get that conversation going. If I put this in front of you and you see that you can save $92 somehow on this belt drive motor, you're going to ask me how I saved $92. Kind of organically get that conversation rolling here. So if we just jump into any task, of course, the picture, if you touch those, they'll bounce right out. If you're doing a lot of fixtures, plumbing stuff, that's really helpful if they want to see the fixtures. Also, you're going to see a diagram with almost every single task. We're going to really hope your tech doesn't need this diagram to change his blower motor. If so, you got bigger problems in the price book. But when your customer wants to know why it's a $600 job, a lot of times you can just kind of explain to them what it looks like, what has to be done, and kind of diffuse that situation a little bit. So that's why we put all those diagrams there. Next thing, of course, tech description up here. Again, 100% customizable for you guys. We always have what we call a secondary description. Basically, just tells us a little more about the part or what's in the box. This one says it includes the belt, recommends a new pulley, and then the last is always what we call a customer description. That's what the customer cares about, what this does, how it works, that kind of stuff here. Again, your 2 rates. And then the other thing here is MPT. This is the minutes per task. This is how much time we have allotted to do this job. We are doing flat rate pricing. In all reality, in the back, it is time and material. We're putting an amount of time on this job, the parts, we're marking it up, and we're just pushing it out as one flat price to the customer. So this is the time we're billing this off of. Also keep in mind, we do add extra time in here. So you get paid for speaking with the customer, setup, cleanup, all your customer-facing time you get paid for.
Gotcha.
Any questions on the setup, the look, anything so far?
No, I just a couple of small ones, I guess. Value rate is actually what you call your member rate, basically, same deal.
Correct. And we can update that to whatever you guys call that.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there, and I think what Connie had said is this pretty much comes pre-canned. We can customize if we want, but I'm not a big customized guy to start. So you guys kind of set it up with prices and times. We just work with you on what we think our rate should be.
Exactly correct. As we're looking at it today is exactly how it's going to come. I've messed with some things doing these demos daily for how long I've been doing them here. But yes, everything's pre-built. Really, all we have to do is put in your bill out rate, make sure your parts prices are pretty accurate, and it's really going to be good to go. Then it just depends on, like you said, you'd rather go with something canned. Some people can't help putting their finger on every single task. So, once we get that stuff in, it's just up to you how far you want to take it.
Works for me. Okay.
Cool.
We've used flat rate. We use the flat rate now. It's not easy to navigate like this, but we use it. Okay.
Awesome.
Available. This is a tablet version. You don't have a printed version, I think she said, right?
Actually, if you purchase with us, you can print a book. You have unlimited options through our website to print a book. You can print a dozen a day if you want. But with the technology, it's probably not the way to go.
Yeah, well, the options builder, I've seen the demos.
Once in a while, you get an older tech that's been in the game a long time that just prefers the paper book. So we do put that option. So if you need to, you can print a book for some of your techs. You'd rather have it that way. So
okay, that's what I want to know.
Cool. Next thing I want to show you here is a few of our built-in sales features. We kind of talked about taking the salesmanship away from the techs, putting in the technology. First thing is here, if we add this to the quote, we're going to get our cross sells pop up. And Todd, I always like to compare this to Amazon. I'm sure you're familiar with that. Whenever you buy something, Todd, people who buy this, this, and this. We're going to do the same thing here. I should probably have filters, capacitors, some other stuff built in here. Another neat thing is we talked about adding that extra time into the task here. If you want to offer these at a discount because you're already there, this toggle will change them from task to add-on, which is basically just taking that extra time we built in away and charging only wrench time. So that's on a toggle. So that's your choice. Some people do, some people don't. Again, that's on a toggle there. You can change that. Again, just another way we can see if we can't up this ticket just a little bit while we're in front of these customers here. Next one, I'm going to back out here and jump into the AC category to show you just because there's no real functional way to do it with that blower motor. Go to this thermostat. Great thermostat. Heat comes on, air comes on, works great. But you'd love to give them into something a little higher price, something you're going to make some more money on. So at the bottom, you can always set up these common alternatives. Basically tell the customer, this is going to work, but hey, we really wouldn't you like this programmable one? This one you can control from your iPhone when you're on vacation.
Do we set them up, or you built them in, or a little bit of both?
Some of them are pre-built. You also have the ability to do them. Also, when we get going, I'll talk about the success program in a bit here. We'll help you get all this kind of set up and going.
Yep.
But again, pretty much everything is pre-built the way you look at it today.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Any other questions on that stuff, Todd? It seems like you picked it up pretty quick. Awesome. Yeah. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to run it through a quick tech scenario, just kind of how you do it in the field, and just kind of show you how that's going to run. First thing we do when we get there is we do our dispatch or diagnostic fee. I'm assuming you guys do that as well, right?
Yep.
So we do our diagnostic fee. I have mine set up on 3 levels. Again, you can do 1 level, you can do 10 levels, up to you guys here. Add that one here. And something we do differently than a little bit than everybody else here is we actually get a signature here and go ahead. And just in case they don't do the work with us, this is a fee for us to come out and find this problem. They pay it no matter what. A lot easier to collect when you have a signature on paper here. So we do collect a signature there. Next thing, obviously, we're going to diagnose the problem here. Say it's a blower motor, kind of apples to apples today. We can either go into that price book, find the single task like we just did, or go to the options, which I know you've seen because you kind of mentioned a little bit earlier on me here. And it gives us, the first thing is to build one in the field or use a pre-built one. We'll obviously use a pre-built one here for time's sake. We'll go in heating, go into that blower motor, open it. Again, pre-built, good, better, best options. I actually have mine set up as critical, recommended, like new. I kind of like the sound of that mask better. But after we do that, you go to this eyeball guy right here, and that's going to make that into a branded PDF quote. For the customer, this can be emailed or printed directly from the tablet to the customer. First page is going to be just a quick summary of everything here. And then on subsequent pages, we're going to show them, the pictures, descriptions fully of what's included with the package they get. Also, if you guys do the financing, we'll talk about that here in a second. But again, this can be printed or emailed directly from the tablet to the customer. Also, we'll show you this in a second, but these are saved to the cloud under the customer. So if this customer calls back in 2 weeks and says, I want to do this recommended option, you can go right on your system, see what options he was offered, and then dispatch and tack out to do the work.
Oh, awesome. So all of our quotes are housed by you guys in the cloud?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. For how long?
I believe currently it's 1 year. Let me double check on that. It's actually something we just turned on the first of the year. So I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not 100% up to date on it, but I believe it's a year. Let me send out an email here while we're talking. I probably get an answer for you by the time we're done. Perfect. So just kind of jump back into it here. We'll go into pick this recommended one. We'll just add this to the quote quick. So after that's on there, we can go ahead. I like to start with I call it the money box for lack of better words. Here you can do your tax rates. The nice thing about this is you can do individual tax rates. I know depending on where you are, Todd, sometimes it's a lot of different tax rates between different counties, towns, states, whatever it is. So you can do these individual by job. You can also just turn it off, yes or no, if you want to. And then again, down here, discounts, percentages or dollar amounts, senior discounts, military discounts, mother-in-law, whatever it may be for you there. So that's where you take care of all that. Then the finance me button. You guys do some kind of third-party finance, I assume?
Yeah, all kinds, yep.
Perfect. So this is just a jump page to whatever financer you want to put in, just a URL on the website. Mine's in a Pazer. But this will allow, if your tablet's connected, they can actually apply for that financing on the tablet, on the spot, get approved, and then approve that job right there, which has really made a big difference in closing some bigger jobs with a lot of our companies. So again, that's just a jump page, Wells Fargo, Green Sky, whatever you use. We just pop it in there for you. Next here is a service agreement rate. Again, if they have an agreement, we can just touch it over. It'll go here. This green hotkey, again, will have your service agreements right in here, warranties, as well as your labor adder here is full of just closed wall tasks.
What's like a warranty? I don't understand that.
Warranty, some people do warranties on parts. Labor and parts warranty.
Sell it. Okay, so it's not.
Yeah.
Okay,
oh yeah, no, yeah, that's all for you, stuff for you guys to sell, extra stuff there.
Okay, I got you.
Perfect.
What's the difference between a dispatch fee and a diagnosis fee?
What people call them. Honestly, what part of the country you are. If you see here, my dispatch fee is literally.
Can you have both?
You can absolutely have both.
Because we have a response fee, and then we have, if we get out and it's not that 15 minutes, then we have a diagnostic fee, right? So we do it a little bit differently. That's all.
Perfect.
But it's that's why I asked if it's customizable. It makes sense.
Absolutely. Cool. Yep. Perfect. So then after all this, we'll go ahead. We'll get a signature from the customer to go ahead and do the work. We'll get an acceptance signature once we got the work done here because they're happy with it. And when everything's done, we just go right back to the eyeball here. And now this is going to be a branded invoice for the customer. Again, we skip putting in the customer info, but your tech name will be here. Obviously, your logo, your business information. We're going to highlight how much they saved on that service agreement so they feel good about that purchase. And, of course, even the signatures here will go right over. Disclaimers, all that stuff you guys here can customize. Also, blue's not your color scheme as well. We can make this green, red, purple, whatever you guys want as well. So really customizable for you guys. And, again, this can be emailed printed directly from the tablet to the customer. And then just one thing to hit on quickly, because we talked about it earlier, this toggle up here. If we take this to TechView now you can go ahead and you'll see all the line items. Again, we don't want to present that to the customer. But if for some reason you want to mail this to the shop, you can take that off TechView, and then you can send these emails with the line items. Some people like to send them back to the shop that way. So just a heads up, it's simply just the toggle up top that'll change that stuff there. So real quick, what we're going to do here is, before we jump to the web end, I'm just going to quick save this as Todd test, and then we'll come back to this here when we get to the backside. Any questions? Anything you want to go back and take a second look at?
I guess my question would be, can they give discounts off this? Does the office have a break-even book where we can even lower these prices, or how would that work in a scenario where maybe we wanted to say this customer right here, hey, listen, if we could do this today, I could take the $642 down to $599. How does that look?
All you have to do is go in here.
Yep.
Oh, well, first thing it's going to show us here. Please, I got to edit the invoice. If we make a change, it's going to take the signature off, but all I have to do is put in the dollar amount.
Right.
We want to take.
So you got codes right there. So basically, we could put a promo code like Alex, and then
you can put a promo code or
a % off, or just an amount. Either one.
Absolutely. So
Awesome.
we want to make it $5.99. All you do is.
It's already there when you just hit it. I got it.
Yep. All you got to do is knock this out.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and take that off. And my math is bad. I made it $598.99, but absolutely. And you can do dollar amount, percentage, or you can build in promo codes.
Cool.
Either way you want. Yep. And it's all right there. The tech can do it on the fly. Very cool. Anything else you want to take a quick look at?
No, I think that's well. I mean, obviously the pre-can options builder is already, that's pre-can too. That's really what I asked Connie, right? Is that options builder is definitely a pre-canned. We can add to it, but you guys have that stuff.
Absolutely. Yep. Everything here, we open these option boards, everything under the AC, heating, all these things. This is all pre-canned. It's going to come to you just as it's built out today.
Right.
And these are, I mean, it's built for your major tasks. You know, I mean, you're definitely going to run into stuff we don't have an option board built for, but 85–90% of your stuff we have a pre-built one for. And your techs also have that option to build them in the field too if they want. They can always just build a new one if it doesn't apply to their job.
Gotcha. So they can build their own or do this, but this obviously makes it way easier, way better.
Correct.
No sense.
No sense. Exactly. Awesome. So let's jump in the web end here quickly. Maybe. Sorry about that. I got logged out while we were chatting. Maybe a quick administrative tour here. Huh? So this is the web end. This is really where you're going to control everything, Todd. Okay. First thing to notice here is this is your what we call business information. This is where we set your bill out rates. This is where your service agreement discounts come from. You can see we do have a third rate, nights, weekends, emergencies. I don't have it live on the tablet, but it is in the system for you guys. Sales tax, I'm sure I don't need to talk to you about that. And then parts margin. Again, you're probably familiar with this. Low cost stuff is marked up very high. The more it costs, the lower we mark it down. Completely customizable like everything else. You can change all the matrix. You can do markup percentage or profit percentage. And if you want to play with it and don't like it, this industry default button will always reset it here. Another really cool thing is the drop-down box. Every book is independent of itself. So therefore, you can charge a different rate, different service agreement discount, different parts markups in air conditioning than you do in heating, than you do in plumbing. Gotcha. Also, you see here there's a custom book. So if you have something off the wall that you want to do here, we can build that book for you. We actually have people, we build their barbecue grill sections and all kinds of weird stuff we've built out in that custom book. But again, just lets everything operate independently from each other, which is great. And really changing it is as easy as going through here. You want to change your bill out rate to 190, calculate business info. All I have to do is sync my tablet, and then every single job will bill from 190 as opposed to 170. So really that easy to go ahead.
And it's that easy day to day, week to week, month to month.
Month to month, absolutely. If we go in here and I can give you an example here. If you want to take 30 seconds to see it update, we can do it, no problems.
Let me ask a question. The break-even cost is set by us as well, and it's by labor. It looks like it's not by markup, parts markup, or can I do both?
Correct. Break even is really what we want to find out your total break even cost.
Right.
That's going to be your overhead, your insurance, your your
Yeah, I
salaries.
get it. Yeah.
So that's there. We do sell a tool. If you want to buy it, it's an additional purchase, one-time purchase, and it's yours. But basically, it's just a pre-set up PDF where you can just put everything in, and it's going to spit out your break-even number for you. If that's something you're
Gotcha.
interested in, we can talk about that
Yeah, I've
later.
used things like that. I'm just wondering for, like, again, someone in the back office can look and say, hey, all right, so here's my standard rate, but this looks like where I would go and say, hey, if I wanted to do a discount, what's the lowest I can go and make money?
Exactly. And that's where your break-even is going to come in. We know we
Okay.
can never charge under that $100 mark.
Right. Okay. Where do I see that in a price basis, though? You know what I'm saying? I don't see where my break-even price is anywhere.
In the book?
Yeah, or even here, like, yeah. Like, let's just take any repair that we just did in the book. Is there a place where somebody could see our break-even price for a task?
Sure. Let's jump into a task here.
Yeah.
I believe it was the third we were looking at here. So right in here is the calculations, and this is going to really tell you. This is more where you're going to find it inside the task.
Right.
Basically, on the calculations, this is what labor costs you. So that's what's coming off your break-even right here and what you're selling here. So this is where it's going to come in and show you what your total is you're making on it in percentages or dollars based on this. So this is where then you can see we can offer so much of an add-on. And then to take that one step further, if you notice when we flip that toggle to make an add-on or a regular task, this is where that discount comes from. One's billing at 90 minutes, one's billing at 75 minutes. So if I want to offer a bigger discount, I can just back this down to 65 minutes, whatever you want. And then all the discounts are just on toggles for your techs. And again, something we'll help you take care of when we get started. But that's where you'd see all that inside of a task. That calculations tab is going to have everything for you there. And then it'll calculate it at the add-on rate as well. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, no, that's,
okay.
Yeah. No
okay.
doubt.
Perfect. Next one I want to hit here, Todd. This is Manage Book. This is really where you can control what your tech sees. I have it turned off here. I obviously haven't refreshed my tablet, but you don't do electric. We turn the electric off. You guys aren't doing plumbing. We just toggle it off. You want your heating book to be the first thing that shows up. Make that number 1, and then we can do this through all levels as well. If you guys don't do oil heat, again, we can turn it off. Steam heat's number 1. Just let you control what your techs can see. Just makes the process streamlined, go faster, less mistakes, less time in front of the customer. So really just housekeeping stuff, but really kind of important. Next one is tasks. Again, we'll jump in here. We kind of hit this a little bit. But again, this is where you customize everything here. We can go and we can change this description, the secondary description, marketing description, your labor times. We can change that to 80. All we have to do is just save and close there. And then down here is the parts total, what's included. It's going to say what part, of course, the motor, capacitor, the belt, and you're always going to see these miscellaneous nuts, bolts, screws, washers. You can see there's 5 parts for a total of 60 cents. It's too much clutter to put every size of standard metric nut, bolt, and washer here. So perfect. Awesome. Some people aren't so with me on that. So, and again, this is going to tell you what it cost us, what we're selling it for here. So this is where your total cost is coming from here. Again, calculations, we just hit that one. I won't go over that anymore. Categories, this is just where this particular task is found in the book. It's in the heating section. It's under force hot air, blower wheels, and motors. Marketing is where you can control those cross sells that popped up, and then the upsells down here where the thermostats we looked up, they'll come at the bottom. Images is where you can go ahead and change any images that you may have in the book. Now, if you don't like ours, you want to use brand specific, change the diagrams, you can upload them from any library. A lot of times manufacturers will give you images if you want them. I think the funnest part about this book is we are connected directly with Google Images. So any word, part numbers, stock numbers, they all work just fine. Crop it, upload it, save it, and you can put anything you can pull off Google right in your price book pretty much instantly. Awesome. So really cool there. Maybe not to be the most useful, but definitely the most fun. Also something to note here, if you do new equipment, you can download an install guide and attach it so they can access it in the field. We do not do any of those simply because everybody uses something different. It just wouldn't work out that way. But if you guys want to take that step, you can. And then lastly, accounting. This is just going to say if this job pays commission, yes or no. If it's taxable, again, yes or no only. And then account here is just what bucket we want to put it in. So your AC stuff goes to one spot, your plumbing stuff goes to another spot, etc. That way when you pull it out for QuickBooks or whatever you're using, it goes to the right places for you.
Okay.
Any questions there? I know that's kind of a lot of stuff jammed in that, that little section there.
Well, looks pretty straightforward.
Perfect. Parts. I don't want to talk about parts really because that always is a big, long talk. Only thing to know here is we can take your current parts list, import it into the system. So you'll have your current parts, descriptions, numbers, that stuff. We obviously have a large parts database now. Really, the only reason I stopped is this update cost by product line. Built this out for copper, refrigerant, that kind of stuff here. Put in copper. Copper went up 8% last month. Put in 8. Update. It's going to update every piece of copper by 8% and then price it accordingly to your parts markup.
Gotcha.
Really cool because kind of in the old days, either you took the hit or you put in a lot of work to change all those tasks. So neat stuff there. Option boards. This is a big one I know you had asked about. This is where the pre-built ones are. We have 137 pre-built out for you now. You can go here and create a new one if you guys want to build new ones for yourself. Build them right here, share them with everybody. Also, something really cool is this tech option list. We looked at that build your own in the field. If your techs are building boards in the field, you'll be able to see every one right here. Tell you, you know, Joe built these ones, Bill built these ones, whatever. Cool thing is you can look at them, and if they're doing really good and building really nice boards, you can actually share it with everybody else on your system from right here, which is pretty cool there. And then next is the customer database. Here is where all your cloud stuff is. All your customers and everything is stored to the cloud here. If you remember Todd Test, I think you know this guy here. He's an active customer. If I hit view, again, it'll have his information, his company, email, phone, all that. We can also put in internal notes. You know, told Todd the leaking under a sink. He didn't want it fixed. And then if we go to invoices here, this is going to take us to Todd's account. I can actually look at the last invoice or any invoice that was sent to Todd here, just like it came off the tablet. And then also I can go see what options were offered to Todd as well. Again, you pull all that up here right from the cloud. And that's stored for you guys here. And then the next button is invoices. This literally is just going to be a faster way to get to the invoices and the options. So if you want to look up an invoice or an option, use this tab. If you want to use a customer, use this tab. Both tabs will get you to the same place, though.
All right. How does invoices work if we're not going through Service Titan and we're just using your standalone app?
Just how you see it. This everything we're looking at is going through our standalone app. If you use this in Service Titan or Desco or put our data in anything, you'd invoice through their system.
I got it. So I gotta basically put an invoice in here, and this would be the customer's quote unquote invoice.
Correct. Correct. Yep. These invoices and quotes are the ones we're generating from the tablet in the field there. Those PDFs we looked at.
That's and how long do they stay in the system?
Let me just double check. Can I ask for hold for 2 seconds?
I'm more worried about invoices than quotes, obviously, but.
I got a very good, quick, short answer for you, Todd. They said as long as you keep paying the bill, they'll be there.
Okay.
So
that's a nice easy answer.
Fair enough, right? So very good. Any questions again on the customer or the invoice section there?
Nope.
Perfect. Last one here is reports. Again, very self-explanatory. If you want to pull any reports out, this is where you're going to do it. You can do them by trade. You can do parts. You can do tasks, your sensitive parts, product lines, et cetera, et cetera. We do have pre-formatted sheets to pull it out for QuickBooks, Service Titan, that kind of stuff here. Whatever it may be. So we do even have a Desco export there as well. Also, this is where we can take any kind of parts list, task list that you have now, and anything in an Excel sheet format, and my guys will go ahead and run that through here and get that in the price book for you guys as well. So this is just kind of where you're going to do your reporting stuff from. And really, that's all I have for you today, unless there's any questions, comments, anything you want to go back and take another look at, Todd?
No, like I said, I obviously always want to know a little bit more how. So tablets, we buy them, you provide them. How's that work? And things like that. And I know there's different options and things that she said that are available. So, just how do you get from a presentation to this actually works in the field?
Tablets, those are your responsibility. It'll work on any Android or iOS tablet. Microsoft makes a tablet called the Surface. Don't get it. the app won't work. You've been warned. But yeah, beyond that, the tablets are just, like I said, any iOS or Android. I do have people who've gone out and bought new iPad Pros for their guys. I also have somebody who's gone to the dollar store and bought the $22 Polaroid tablets. They both work the same. I'm sure one's going to last a lot longer than the other, but again, that's up to you. And then on the screen, you can see that changed. If you guys decide to go with us, this is what we do for a success program here. And I actually have the wrong one up because I thought you guys were Service Titan. So it's actually a little bit longer for you guys if you're doing the standalone. It's about 4 to possibly 5 weeks. But really, we're going to go through. We're going to train your managers. We're going to even train your techs over webinar like we're doing today in the field on the upsells, cross-sells, the option boards. We do a price book audit here. Again, make sure your bill out rate's right, your parts rates are right. And then when you guys are happy with it, we go live. Again, sometimes it can be 3 weeks, sometimes it can be 6 weeks, depend on your availability for meetings and how much you want to customize stuff. By talking with you, Todd, I'm assuming you're probably going to be closer to the 3-week side than the 5-week side.
Okay.
And then, of course, the price. And again, I'm going to have to try and find it here. I have the wrong button up here. But the price is $55 per user per month. And that is only users are only techs in the field using the program.
So anybody logs in from the office, not an issue.
Exactly correct. Yep. Exactly correct.
Is there a minimum number of users?
There's not a minimum number of users. You only need one user to keep the account active. And actually, something nice we do is we allow you to turn those on and off by the month. So if you run more guys in the winter than you do in the summer, you can turn 3 licenses on for the winter and then turn them back off for the summer when you got to cut down. Again, that's on a month-to-month basis here. Also, then, as you can see, we do have a one-time charge of $12.99, and that is for the success package. And here's that correct slide for you here about what the service package includes. But that upfront fee is, again, really to kind of cover this training and everything. And we charge that upfront fee because we don't do any kind of contracts. You're strictly month-to-month with us from day one. We really feel like if it doesn't work for you, you shouldn't be there paying for it. Let's just kind of part as friends, not you be mad every month when you have to, write the bill here. That doesn't happen a lot, but for transparency, we really like to think that's a good business model. Kind of keeps us invested to make sure you guys are up and running and your concerns are always met.
Gotcha. Okay.
So perfect. That's what I got for you here. Again, any other questions? You want to get your success meeting started? We get the ball rolling. What can we do for you today?
Well, want to chew on it for a little bit, and then I want to know who's the right person to follow up with to say, hey, what's success meeting like? Why don't you tell me that? So I got to make sure I understand this right. Success meeting is the initial getting everything set with you guys.
Correct. This is the success program. What's up on the screen here? It's really the admin training, the managers, the tax, the price book audit. We do let you guys take it in the field a little bit first, make sure it's going to work for you guys, bug it, break it, that kind of stuff before we go live here.
Right.
So yeah, that's really what that all includes. Like I said, it's, for lack of a better word, it's kind of a hand-holding process to get it right and get it up and running for you guys.
Right.
Again, we want those 55 a month coming in, so we want to make sure you guys are up and doing everything correctly.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense completely. So get back to Connie. Who do I get back to?
Get back with me. Todd, I'll shoot you a quick email when we're done with all my contact information. And any questions, if we need to jump on and with somebody else and take a look at stuff again, just let me know.
Let me just kind of, so to be fair, you know where we're at. It's this and another that I've been looking at. I need to do something. I hate the one we currently have. It's very inflexible. It's not easy. If I have, Alex, don't go yet. If I have a concern, tablet.
Oh, fantastic.
And how's that play with my clients in the field? Sometimes I think written option sheets may be a little bit better. So, but I kind of like where this one goes. So everything about our process is the same. So that if I have a concern, that would be actually my top. And then speaking to my service manager, because he's seen the original, like just the demo of how it works in the field. I'll review this with him, and then we'll make a decision here pretty quickly, and I'll follow up with it. But awesome. So my tech meeting is tomorrow. Chew on it with him today, see what he thought of the video that I've already sent him. And obviously I'm recording this, I can review with him. And then with the text tomorrow, I'll possibly again review that same demo. Hey, how would this look for you in the field? My take is, as much as we're not a tablet company, they like it. It's easier. So the pre-canned is why I keep asking those questions. So we're not delaying getting this in the field with them. I'll just start with what you have. We can always build it out from there.
Exactly.
So I just think that's really the decision is book and written option sheets versus tablet and pre-built options. And what are the texts, I'm gonna spend that much. If I'm gonna spend that much money, they're gonna use it, right? That's really
that's the point, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I gotta make sure that our culture is ready for it and have that discussion with them, and then I'll follow up with you.
Awesome. Perfect.
All right.
Perfect. Again, in the meantime, if you need anything else, need to jump on or any more questions, I'll send you my info. Just let me know, and we'll take care of it for you, bud.
Sounds good, man. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks, Todd.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.